Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another daily video. A couple of days ago we already talked about the Halo art director leaving Halo Studios or 343 Industries, and now we have a little bit of a statement from him. As you can see, this is an article by The Gamer written by Josh Colson, and as always you will find the article in the description box down below. Let's dive in. Halo director who abruptly walked out after 17 years shares lengthy statement about constructive discharge. Glenn Israel, an art director who has been working on the Halo series for 17 years, departed Halo Studios earlier this month, implying that he didn't exactly leave on the best of terms. Again, I already said that he's probably in a lawsuit in any shape or given form, because in his original statement he said collect evidence. Yeah, Israel has continued to share statements that are intentionally ambiguous ever since. And if his most recent comments are connected to his former employers, then it paints a grim picture of what might be going on behind the scenes. And as we know, it doesn't look good for Halo Studios or 343 Industries, whatever you want to call them, because it's still the same team. In the statement confirming his departure, which Israel shared on LinkedIn on October 9th, the veteran art director noted that it won't be safe to tell the world why he left after 17 years of working on the Halo series until next year. However, Israel has been sharing impromptu legal advice on the same platform since leaving his long-time job, with many assuming his comments are connected to why he felt compelled to leave the Xbox studios. Glenn Israel shares legal advice. Israel's most recent statement was shared on LinkedIn on Monday. In it, the ex-Halo Studio employee details what constructive discharge means. He notes that if a manager or boss is making your life so thoroughly intolerable that it's making you want to quit, this is actually a form of wrongful termination, referred to as constructive discharge. This is terrible and nothing new. We have something like this in Japan, where they want you to leave because they don't want to fire you whenever they don't give you stuff anymore to do, because you're just sitting there, and at first that sounds awesome, but really fast it turns into what was it, a bore out, or whatever the term was, when you're just so bored out of your mind that you want to leave the job. This is something similar. If you believe you are the target of a constructive discharge campaign, you should know first and foremost that the burden of proof is substantial and rests squarely on your shoulders, which again is terrible. Israel writes, he then goes on to provide hypothetical examples, including a manager holding you to higher standards than your direct peers, and unfairly demanding more from you in terms of quality and quantity. So this is the original one. Here's a public service announcement from former Halo Studios art director Glenn Israel about manager leadership issues. Have you ever had a manager make your work life so thoroughly? Oh yeah, we already had this one. Here's yet another public service announcement for workers in the state of Washington. Though this is useful to one degree or another for all workers in the United States. Have you ever had a manager make your life... Okay, this is just... Does everyone just copy what he's saying into their article or reposts? Damn, man. This is actually a form of constructive discharge, clearly defined for prosecution under Washington Pattern Jury Instruction, Chapter 330, Section 52. You have, in effect, been forced to terminate yourself. Dude, that wording is rough. And it's a violation of several federal laws. If you believe you are the target of a constructive discharge campaign, you should know first and foremost... Okay, yeah, again, they're just copying what he's saying. I'll provide you with several specific hypothetical examples to assist you. It could be that your manager holds you to a performance standard far greater than your direct peers in either quality or quantity of work or both. It could be that they constantly shift to goalposts for your success in particular, or offer contradictory feedback between written and spoken forms. It could be that they offer arbitrary or inappropriate criticism with increasing frequency in public forums. Damn, man. It could be that they demand you delegate core responsibilities of your role and then whatever happens after that. Interesting. Yeah, again, this is terrible. Israel lists a lot of other hypothetical examples, including boss constantly. Dude, we just read this. What was your name? Josh. This is a nothing burger. You could have just linked this and then it would have been done. This is it. Because everything this article does is just copy what Glenn said. But is there something more? Justification to change your job title. All vague examples that could and almost certainly do apply to many people around the world. Yes, however, Halo fans are naturally reading the statement and assuming these are things Israel went through, which he probably did, and what ultimately forced him to decide he was done with his work on Halo after almost 20 years. This is exactly what I said in the first video as this happened, because everything he said was already alluding to that he's something in a lawsuit or anything else, because he already stated collect evidence. This was the thing that went through my mind. Something happened. My mind was going to abuse or something like that, which is also this. This is also some form of abuse. We don't sugarcoat it here. The former Halo art director is incredibly careful, of course, and neither Halo Studios nor Xbox has been referenced in any of the statements, because why would he? And the original one revealing he had left his position. There have been rumbling that all is not well at Halo Studios. We already know that, particularly after the rocky launch of Halo Infinite. Yeah. The future of Halo should become a little clearer this weekend. Xbox has promised a big announcement. What's next for the series during the Halo World Championship? One possibility is that a remake of the original Halo Combat Evolved is revealed and that it will potentially become to PS5, which is a good thing. But here is the other kicker. Not only is here developers 343 Industries, they should do /Halo Studios, because again, it's still the same studio. I don't trust them to make a good remake of Halo 1. Halo 1 is so dear to so many people. Even my mother knows what Halo is. And she calls everything a Nintendo. Even she knows. And yeah, again, for her, all the consoles are everything is Nintendo. It took her maybe the last 2 or 3 years to know what a PlayStation is. Because she doesn't care. And why would she? And she only does because of my nephew. Because he wanted a no, was it? What did he want? No, they have a Switch 1. Oh yeah, but he didn't get a PlayStation because it's not worth anymore. We just bought him a PC. It's just simpler that way. But yeah, I don't trust them, especially with 343 Industries going into the Halo 1 remake with Unreal Engine 5. I don't trust it to be a good thing, because we've seen what Borderlands 4 does with it, we've seen what Metal Gear Solid Delta does with it, and so many other games that have issues with it. And again, if you have an Nvidia card and it's Unreal Engine 5, this is my hypothesis, by the way, this is nothing written, this is just with every review on Steam that I have read, people are always saying I have an Nvidia card, this and that, and it has issues. But from the things that I have seen, you can correct me here. If it is an AMD card, which luckily I also have, and I haven't encountered any issues with Unreal Engine 5, that might be the thing, that might be the kicker here, that is the issue, because every console has, wait, not every console, but the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally something Xbox overpriced handheld console has an AMD chip in it. They probably are looking for that it should run on these things first and foremost. Nvidia right now is not basically in the gaming industry anymore. And that's not a good thing, by the way, because I don't want AMD to be the one trick pony here. We need a competitor, just like Sony with their PlayStation needs a competitor with Xbox and a console, which hopefully it still is coming. No matter how bad it's going to be, we still need a competitor. But yeah, again, I was really hoping that this is going to be a little bit more, but again, this is really, really telling. This is still important, what Glenn Israel is saying. This is really telling. We know that Halo Studios 343 Industries has a lot of issues. Just look at Halo Infinite. Just look at what they did to the elite that turns invisible, whose name I forgot, because we now know that he survived Halo Infinite, the story, and they finished his story in a book, like many other things. The Halo franchise in itself has so many issues, and that is a big problem, especially for a franchise that is so beloved. But yeah, let's just wait and see. I'm very skeptical with this one, as much as I'm skeptical with the next Assassin's Creed games, which is why tomorrow, after we finish Strange Horticulture today in the stream, we're going to start with Assassin's Creed 1. We're going to go into that. And I know this is a small tangent here, but a couple of friends and I are pondering the thought of opening up a consulting business for video games. Let's just wait and see. Because we want better games. We want the franchises that we grew up with to be better. We want better Halo games. We want better Assassin's Creed games. We want more games like Stellar Blade, like Nier, not only because of titties, but because of attractive characters, both male and female. We want more Baldur's Gates. We want more Witcher 3s and so on. We want more games that lure you in with the looks and keep you with gameplay, with narratives, with compelling narratives. And yeah, and options, also very important. Options in a game are important. But yeah, small tangent. We still have to look into that one. But yeah, please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dings. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more video games every day. I will see you later in the stream or tomorrow with the next video. Bye, bye, stay fantastic and hydrated. Very important. Bye.